Welcome back to the third part of the Weekend of Challenge 38. So in this, we'll be seeing patient admission system project. So basically in this, we have 6 files, that is patient.java, patient status.java. And then we have DTO, basically to verify if the details has been entered properly. Then we have the repository and then the service and the controller similar respectively. So yeah, now let us start with the patient.java. So in this, basically we have the ID of the patient, then name, then age. And then we have the vital signs, that is systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. So basically whatever both the blood pressures, yeah, that's it. And then the status, what is the status of the patient. So in the status, if we see the status patient status of Java, so in this we have three. One is normal, observation, and one is critical. So these are the three status of that patients. Each patient will be in one of these three stages. Now we have getters and setters, that is get ID, set ID, get name, set name, age, systolic BP, and diastolic BP followed by status. So all of these things we have the getters and setters respectively in the patient.java. So if we move to patient admission request, so here we have to validate the information, that is this is basically a DTO, data transfer objects. So first we have to check the patient name is a blank. If the patient name is blank, then we say patient name cannot be blank. Again we take the input. Again we ask the user to set the name. Then we have we have to check the age of the patient. If it is negative or like basically it should start from 0. If it is negative, then again we say patient age cannot be negative, and then if it is more than 150, maximum value is 150, then we say if it is more than 150, then we say invalid age provided. Then followed by that, after that we have the systolic BP. So we have to it is basically a mandatory field. Systolic BP is required, and then we have minimum and maximum value for that. So 50 is minimum and 250 is maximum. Then if it is less than 50, then we say systolic BP too low, please double check the input. Similarly, it goes with 250 as well. It is critically high, so please double check the input. For same goes with diastolic BP as well. Minimum is 30, maximum is 150. So again we have getters and setters. I have to modify the if there are any errors. Then we have the repository. So basically here we have find by status. If the status of the if I enter critical, so I have to get all the critical patients list. Similarly it goes with find patient with high BP. So in that we have a limit set, that is for systolic and diastolic we have a limit set. So if the patient has crossed that, then it says he has high BP. So give me his list. Then we have patient service.java. Here first basically constructor injection, followed by admit patient, new patient. So here we have set name, age, diastolic BP and systolic BP respectively for the patient. Now after that, we have to check if how do we manage mark if the patient is critical, or if he is under observation, or if he is normal. So for that, we check if the systolic BP is greater than or equal to 180 and diastolic BP is greater than or equal to 120. Then we say patient is critical, having high BP. Similarly, if it is greater than or equal to 140 and greater than or equal to 90, we say observation, or else it is normal. Then we save the patient. Then we have to get critical patients. So find by status, whichever patient has critical mark. So we click on get critical patients, and then we get the list of critical patients. Then we have the patient record. So basically, we have to find the patient by ID. So we have an ID. Once we check that, it says if the patient is there. If it is there, then we get the patient. If it is not there, then we say no, the patient with ID is not found. Then we have get patients with high vitals. So in this high vitals, again we have the find patients with high BP. Then we enter the systolic and diastolic limit. Then we have the manually update the patient status. So if you want to manually update the patient status, so if the BP is high but he is under normal, he is doing good, then we have to enter him as normal. So then we have manually modifying the patient status. Then discharge a patient. So to discharge a patient, again basically like read the patient record is discharging. Then you have patient controller. So basically this is of mapping, that is basically first is admit mapping, then is critical. So basically we are linking everything with patient service.java. And then we have IDs, so followed by high BP alerts. Then we have the status, and then the discharge. So for each and every method here, we have the controller, that is mapping object. Let me run the program now. Yeah, so let me enter the patient name, then age, then 130, and I'll enter 85. Admit patient. So yeah, now it has successfully added patient record. So now if I want to enter patient ID, I'll just click on 1 and click on search record. See the ID followed by age and then BP. It is normal. Now I'll enter one more of the same, 25 this time. BP is 180, 150, or I'll give 180, and then I'll click on 130. My patient. So I have records now. Okay, so basically this is the ICO critical monitor. Here, see, if you can see the second ID, that is with high BP, then it is marked as critical. If I click on 2 and click on search records, see, high BP. Then if I click on discharge and okay, it deletes the record. Alright, so let me submit the program. I hope you guys have understood this. So test cases have passed, and that's it for this video. I'll see you next video. Thank you.